Namaste. Very, very welcome everyone. What is coming in me right now, I just share raw with you. Then from here we can maybe have a direction like a possibility of discussion or on this particular topics. As we are sitting here right now, relatively more relaxed. We are able to feel peacefulness, joyfulness, even kind of internal truthfulness also. Like we feel that it is true. What we are feeling is true. And all of that has come as a reward just because of one thing, that we are able to relax a little bit inside our being. Relaxed, not gone inside our being, not like gone inside our being, but more relaxed, like zoomed out, a little more zoomed out from the view, from that which can be perceived, more into that which is who is perceiving. No? Just because of this one thing, we are able to feel this peacefulness, joyfulness, truthfulness. And this is the whole focus, actually, fundamentally, main focus of the spiritual work is to somehow facilitate, help the perceiver to relax into itself, so that it can experience its own truth, so that it can start recognizing the truth of itself. What is my truth? So that it start living the truth of itself, of the perceiver, so that it can get established into this truth permanently. And on this path and in this process, many subtle experiences internally happen, which are basically experiences of different layers of our form in this body. No? Different layers or different bodies, they are producing different experiences, and the perceiver gets mixed up with them again and again and again. And the perceiver that we are has to recognize again and again that I am not it, so that it can relax in its truth. It is said that the distance between ourself and the truth, distance between ourself and the center of existence, is exactly same regardless of where we are in the body mind, in what state we are. What it means? It means is that there are different layers, different kosh, as I say, in the body mind, and they produce different experiences. They have different depths. Like when we are more quietly sitting in our being versus when we are more involved in practical life and doing things, personal involvement and things like this. But the one who is living them is exactly the same one. And the door to the center of existence is from this perceiver, not from the perceived. So this perceiver, whether perceiving the noise of the personal tendencies present in the body mind, or it is perceiving the calmness of the deepest kosh present in this form, the perceiver is same, and the door to freedom or door to end the suffering is from the perceiver, not from the perceived peacefulness or joyfulness. And this has to be understood again and again. And this, what I am sharing, is basically what is awareness. Being aware basically means being aware of what I am not. Being aware of something, and in that same being aware, it is included, this knowledge is included internally that I am not it. When I am aware of the peacefulness, I am not the peacefulness. No? Like this. Even peacefulness. What to say of the noise of the body, mind. And from here, the possibility of self-discovery opens up. That, okay, I am not the noise of the mind, I am not the disturbances present in the body-mind, and I am not even the peacefulness. Then who or what I am? A self-wonder begins now here. What I am actually, who I am actually. Because my distance from every kosh is same, my relation with every kosh is exactly same. I am not different when I am peaceful. I am not different when I am not peaceful. This is discovered slowly. So this is that relation between awareness and self-inquiry. No? This is that relation between awareness and self-inquiry. The more we become aware, the more we become clear about what we are not, and the more we become free to inquire into who we are. The remaining perceiver. Because the perceiver has included the perceived into its own identity or existence. And slowly it is eliminating one by one that, okay, I am not this, I am not this also, I am not this also. So that it can come to the essence of the perceiver, where it will find the door into the source of life or center of existence or truth of its own self. So, in this understanding of awareness, being aware, it is very important to experience and to attain stability of the one who is aware. Because if it is not attained like this, then being more aware is only going to bring more disturbance or more unsettlement in a way. No? So we will become free from ego, but we will not be established in truth. No? So being aware should be connected to the one who is aware. Always. Then only it is a complete act of being aware. No? complete process of being aware. No? Not that we sometimes say that yes, I'm aware of thoughts happening inside me, but I'm not aware of myself, or I'm not aware of from where I'm aware of these thoughts. Not like this. No? So this is also a very important point to be noted here. So thank you. Anybody can talk anything about on this topic or like this? Thank you. Yeah, Anna.
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Thank you for this start, because it's very beautifully fits with my report and the question, or ask for help. Last week you told me to be in the seeing more, not just sitting, but in the seeing, and I did that because my question was related to stress and time limits, time frames, and how I start to not be so relaxed and peaceful when this happens. So I was sitting with that and seeing it, and what I could see is it is all self-inflicted. It is all person who creates it and then wants to come out of it. So if one goes just one step back, and then it can all be seen like how it's all created by me and wants to be transcended by me. and that was beautiful, and I could see also how easy I can avoid all the stress and like do and stay in peace while doing daily things. But with what you were just saying, you lost me a little bit with this after seeing these things, with this self-inquiry, and maybe because the next topic that opened after this stress was something that I've been wanting to ask, but then I was still kind of afraid to ask, because it's maybe I'm afraid to stay without it, or like to lose it, to detach from it completely. It's creativity, because it came out. I have enough time for because I like to visually express myself, so I do have enough time, but there is some kind of a blockage because of comparison, because it's never beautiful enough, it's never good enough. It's always like, even I'm not comparing so much. I do compare with others also, but it's also kind of inner comparison, like, yes, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. So, and I know, same as like with time, it is also self-inflicted. It is also somewhere being picked up. But with stress, yes, I'm happy to leave it. But with creativity, it is something different, because if I don't express creatively, then this energy goes in maybe in the wrong direction. You know, it still wants to express, but not through art, maybe through shopping. I don't know, through something. So. My guess is that the answer is in what you were pointing out this morning, how you started. But yes, I don't see it. I'm still blocked here.
I'll just share some things, and it may help you see more clearly. First of all, let us try to understand this spiritual creativity that we are talking about, no? Or creativity in the spiritual context. This is a different kind of creativity that we are talking about. In the creativity, let's say in general creativity, there are two things. Like, one is called artisan, one is called artist. Artisan generally is somebody who is skilled to be an artist, but maybe doesn't have so much of new ideas to paint or to bring out them those ideas into the manifestation through the skills that they have. Like those people who create replica of paintings are artisans, not artists. Those who are artists may not have really necessarily very good painting skills, for example, and yet they are artists because they have something is there inside which is trying to come out. No? So this something which is trying to come out is that creativity for me. No? So that basically that creativity has nothing to do with the canvas, the colors available, or what can be painted today. It is something which is like a divine restlessness present in the heart. No? Like basically it is the being which want to express itself directly now, using the same body mind, but not using the same purpose of life in a way, which is the personal purpose generally for most. No? So a non-personal activity is what is creativity in a way. No? Expression. It's a non-personal expression coming from the core of the being into the body-mind level, allowed to be lived, like end to end, from the core of the being to the to the different course. It travels like a stream of energy and comes to that level of body-mind where we are able to feel it really, or where we experience the most of the life, most of the day, and then we see the difference. So this is actually what is creative expression or creativity for me, in which normally uh, when we don't have that inspiration coming in from inside, we will try to arrange day in such a way, like people go to some special destinations or places to so that the inspiration may come out. But in your case, it is exactly the opposite. That the inspiration is already there a lot. It's just that you, the being, has to connect to it, appreciate it, and allow it. And you will know that actually the very living of it, just living it, not expressing it, that just living this experience, this energy of creativity is going to bring so much fulfillment, sense of fulfillment inside, like as if you have become rich suddenly, much more than before, in ways which you have never known that you can become rich in this way, in this dimension. And as soon as you will enough settle in this creative force, it will start kind of expressing itself, gently and very responsibly, not like a hippie, very responsibly. Because here the being and the creative force is primary, not the personal tendencies of that instrument of body mind, you know. And you will just feel so happy by expressing it. And doesn't matter what comes out of it, and doesn't matter what happens to that afterward also. No? Because it is not really connected to what will happen to this painting, let's say, or some music composition after that. It is not about that. It is about becoming complete within ourselves at the core where this creative force is there, and allowing this completion to be expressed, to feel that sense of completion at every level of body mind. No? Like a new memory of completion created from within, from inside, at those levels where only incompletion has been imprinted for forever. Person basically means incompletion, continuously living only in completion. No? In every way, everything that we have done or we are doing is incomplete. And first time something will be imprinted at the body mind level. Memory is there, no, in the body mind. So that memory will retain that experience of completion. That wow, I lived one time, it was complete. And this will be like a treasure at that level of body mind, which will invite, encourage, inspire you to express more completion from within the being. No? Creativity is an expression of completeness of the being from within to the levels where it becomes dualistic, no? At the body-mind level, basically. But it still retains that taste of completion. Purnata, no? Purna. And this is not something really connected to something at the core of the being in a way. We are able to attain this even from the method of totality. Like I told you, like I have experienced this many times, but one example I give that we had to handle some situation in the office and like some clients work and it was a challenge and we were not able to fix it, but I did put all of my energy in it, and there was such a completion felt inside which was never felt. Versus there were other situations where I was handling more than 2 projects or 3 projects, like 2.5 projects in a way, and yet I was not feeling that completion, that contentment, that joy, that settlement, like everything is like perfect. Why? Because of not being able to connect to that thing called completion, which is our being itself. So even through this method of totality, we can connect actually. But in your case, it is already trying to come out. It is saying that I want to come, I want to express. As you will understand that what exactly it is, you will also understand what it is not. If we deeply understand something, what it is, we also have understood what it is not, isn't it? How else otherwise we will understand that what it is? I mean, there is one understanding, fundamental understanding that arises inside us one day, that everything is truth. That doesn't need any comparison of what truth is not, because everything is. But except this kind of fundamental knowledge, all the other knowledge is going to be relative, no? Isn't it? Like this. So thank you. Please say anything.
It is understood still a little bit more from theory, from intellectually, but I understood. I can also see that I have been, it wants to come out, but it is kind of blocked by this artisan, by this artisan, because I have expressed it until now through artisan, through work with hands since childhood, through a certain way in which it is done. And I have to say I don't have this contact. What you're saying with it, I'm sure it's there, because otherwise it would not be such a hot topic. But this connectedness, what you are saying,
It is in
not
the
yet.
actually it is very much there in you. Maybe you are not able to understand well what I am saying. Maybe let me try once again. When you are meditating, when you are sitting in silence of your being, that time you are in connection with this. But that time the mindset is such that right now I am inactive. How can I do anything? Actually, this is the best time for creativity. Because creativity is not something we do. Creativity is something we let it happen. No? The being of life will suddenly feel like moving its hand, moving itself through hands. No, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe just will dance or move a little bit and will feel and will pray. No, maybe. And that will be creativity. No? Expression of the being is creativity in a way. No? When the being expresses itself without being anything else other than itself, when it continues living its own truth and expresses, that is creativity. No? So maybe you are just misunderstanding something, missing some link, some point. Otherwise, I know you understand this actually. You have this connection. And also, uh, on a practical note, in the sense of practicing the practices of spirituality, if you will allow yourself a little bit, also it will help. Like not just sitting, not just thinking, but actually allowing a little bit. Because this, what you're saying, actually is a big blockage. The artisan. Because I heard, like we used to listen to the different concerts of Indian classical music. No, one of them, a great flutist. He said that I learned um, flute for 3 year or 5 year, something like this, initially, and then my guru said that you have to go to this another guru for learning further, for advanced learning, and she was a female. And I used to play flute like this. And she said the first thing you have to do is that you have to play like this. For the same reason, no? What you are talking about, for that blockage. Because everything will be blocked by this because of the reflexes and like muscle memory and every memory everywhere now. Like this. So it has to be broken. So maybe not do that which you are trained to do for creativity. Do something else. Can help. And then that skill set can be consumed or incorporated in this stream of creativity once it start flowing freely, no? Very easily actually, like because this is pure wisdom. This creativity is pure wisdom. It is not some kind of wild unconscious thing. It's pure wisdom of the being. It so easily will consume and incorporate and utilize the skills which are present in the body mind. It always does. The essence mm, of the source of life is present in creativity also, no? In love also, no? But as this expression of creativity and love reaches to the body mind level, and the egoic memories present here, they kind of dilute it in some way, or the perceiver that you are is not able to live the purity of it at these levels, and as if you have lost the purity here, because that impurity of the ego gets mixed up here, no? That's what seems to happen. But as you will continue and understand more clearly, it will continue, it will happen. I many times gave this kind of techniques. One technique was pouring water, no? Pouring water. I don't know if you remember or not, but just take some, let's say 5 liter, 2 liter water and pour into 1 liter water bottle, which has a small opening, a small neck. And initially you may feel like trying to balance like this. Don't balance. Balance yourself. Don't balance the act. As you will balance yourself, some kind of sweet flow. In sweet flow, you will do things like an unbroken flow, like this, and that will be creativity. By the way, creativity doesn't need to result into a creative product, no, necessarily. Creativity, in one sense, is like a, in Hindi we say, no, daan. It's like a donation. It's just a free gift to existence, to the manifested, of the source of that which is unmanifested. And it gives and forgets now. Who takes what happens to it? It doesn't mind that now anymore. No? So, in my understanding, everything can be creativity. But creativity is connected to creating. That's why sometimes we may get confused. So, does our creativity, has our creativity been consumed by the person when we express it? Or it pierces through the person and comes into the existence, no? into the manifested? This is the question we are discussing. And these are the method and understanding which I feel can help. Keep it pure as you can. Don't let it mix with anything that has been lived before. Because what has been lived before is a mix of skill sets and trainings and conditioning also of the ego. Like a memory of being a person at energetic levels, at the emotional levels. No? So thank you. Please say anything else.
Thank you. I will report as I go along. To come back to the inquiry and awareness, maybe if you can share a little bit more also through this example or through any other, just to, like, now I could really understand the difference with artisan and creativity, and what creativity, creating and so on is. But with awareness and inquiry and detachment, it is still a bit blurry. Thank
Understood.
you.
Yeah. Awareness simply means like a knowing. Knowing. Awareness is simply knowing. No, like knowing something. How clearly we know something, that much clearly we are aware of something. No. What is this clearly part that is to be understood very well. No. Like there are two factors always. One is that which we are aware of, and the one who is aware of. Two, always two. The perceiver and the perceived. No? And the more available the perceiver is right now in this moment for perceived, the more pure will be the perception of that perceived object in this moment. Meaning, the more you are present and available to be aware of something, the more clearly you will be aware of. You have a possibility of being aware of that thing. This is one important point. So there is a different degree of being available in the moment, as if the perceiver is busy in many things. As if we, the perceiver, is busy in many things continuously, called my life, my thoughts, my feelings. No. So it is the perceiver is very less available to be aware of something deeply. No? Because to be aware of something deeply, basically more of the perceiver is required, because perceiver is the awareness. No? Perceiver does not have awareness, perceiver is awareness. That's why the awareness called the perceiver can be aware of something partially, while it can remain busy in its egoic life internally, in the egoic dream, no? Internally. Or it can be more available in the present moment. The more it is available in the present moment, the more detachment will happen now. Detachment from what? Detachment cannot happen from what it is aware of, because whatever we are aware of, we are detached from it anyway in the moment, in the present moment. There is no way to be attached to something that we are aware of. But there are internal attachments. And when you, the perceiver, is choosing to be aware of this thing in this moment, and more of you choosing to be present here, then you are choosing not to be present in the attachment with that unconscious connection with the same thing at the root level maybe also, or branch level maybe also. So effectively you have got detached from that same thing at the root level, while you are just being present here and aware of this whole thing, let's say. So awareness creates, makes us free, or um, gives us detachment, or makes us free from attachment in this way. The method of awareness has to be incorporated, or practiced along with totality. Because if we are aware only a little bit of myself, ourself, the perceiver, then it is same as living in the ego. No? Because in the ego also we are aware. No? But we are less of ourself is aware, meaning less awareness is given. Only this much awareness is given that we know what it is and what it is not, and what it is doing to me and what it can give me or not. But we are not deeply aware of anything. To be deeply aware of something, we need more of ourself, or the perceiver has to be present here. And if the more of the perceiver is present here, it has to be detached or free from that which it is attached to. What we are attached to is what we call unconscious mind. So unconscious mind is not a thing in itself, that it is living by itself. It is living because of ourself attached to it. Because nothing can happen without you, the perceiver, the awareness. You are the life of everything. You are maintaining everything. No? So unconscious mind is like this. So what is detachment basically is detachment from the unconscious mind. And this is the same thing. What now this is going to lead us to self-inquiry in a way. That, oh, I thought I am this, meaning what we are aware of partially defines us also who we are. No? That's the relation we have. Anything that we are attached to gives us in return a self-definition. Why else we will be attached to something? No? But as soon as we become detached from it, a natural question comes inside us, that who exactly I am? Because I thought I am this, but I am not. I thought I am body, but I am not. Then who I am actually if I am not the body? So self-inquiry is a natural, whether internal or external, whether active or passive, it's a natural result of being aware also. And if it is not, I feel the act of being aware, or process of being aware is not deep enough. A self-wonder will always happen. Like who I am, who is aware of all of this? And from where I am aware of these things. No? So I hope that this explanation, this sharing will help you make it more clear.
Yes, so what you asked me to do last week, the seeing is more of a self-inquiry, because just sitting is just being happy in the peaceful and completely detached. So that is
Yes, but this completely detached is not completely detached also. What happens is that who is living the joy of the being? Is it the being, or the being in not so clear state of being? You know, meaning when the being is not clear who I am, living even its own taste of being cannot necessarily bring freedom. It can actually, if the being continue living its own taste more and more and more and more and more, then only, not otherwise. But it doesn't happen because the being is living in a certain state. It lives its taste and comes out after that. Comes out means comes back to the subtle ego state. So that is where seeing is necessary, which you are saying is self-inquiry. It is actually, because seeing basically is a questioning. What is this which I am seeing? And it is always a questioning in two directions. Who I am, who is questioning, who is seeing it. No? Because if it is not, it is a seeing of the egoic, mechanical mind only. No? Oh yeah, I see this. I means what? I means what? Who is this I who is seeing it? Awareness is naturally two directional or all directional. Naturally, awareness, deeper awareness is naturally all directional. Only the outer awareness, which is more fixed and specialized awareness, is only single directional. Deeper awareness is always two directional or more directional in a way. So it doesn't really have to be told that, hey, now I'm aware of what I'm not. Now help me in being aware of who I am. We start becoming aware of who we are naturally. However, we need to be explicitly be aware of who we are also by inquiring who I am now. Like the one who remains free after the whole process of neti neti must actually know the truth of who I am also. However, it has started knowing already. Like at a, you can say at a certain level, it has started knowing. At a level of being, it has started becoming free now when it knows that I am not this, I am not body mind. But it must know at the body mind level also, at the mind level particularly also, that what I am. Meaning it should be declared at the mind level what I am. So that the old memory of what I thought I am is removed and replaced, like this, forever. Then that doubt does not come. Then, oh, who I am? Am I ego? Am I a person? Those doubts will not come now. What you were mentioning about something like that, it is all internal. I have myself, created something, and I'm myself transcending or trying to transcend. All of that is highlighted in this simple process of awareness and self-inquiry. All of that is highlighted. Everything basically is highlighted in this.
In Christian and Muslim religion, there will be a period now in March that starts with these like 40 days of fasting and detachment and so on. And I feel it's a good time. Not that I have to do any ascetic big actions, but it's a good time to shake things up a little bit, like what you were saying with creativity, just to try to do it in a different way, in order so that these things can come up in order to be seen and inquired into, so that because it's probably like the more it gets seen, the more space for awareness there is. And I think the word is, I know it from these the ads that I was telling you, like the inquiries in a dyad when one is asking with a gong, which I did 30 years ago or something. It's Shunyata, I think, the word, which is like when all these uncertainties somehow are answered or drop, and that's the goal. The golden goal.
Yeah. It works both ways actually. For a moment, when all the uncertainties, confusions have been dropped or answered, that we drop into the certainty of the being, clarity and completion of the being, or sometime in the in through this power of satsang, our togetherness, we drop into the completion and the purity of the being, and the uncertainties fall away for the time being. Because the one who is attending the uncertainties is attending the certainty right now. The one who is attending the divisions and confusions is attending the completion and clarity, right now. We, who we are, is a possibility only, not a certainty yet. We have to realize, every one of us has to realize that possibility, in or out. The more out, the more divided and confused. The more in, the more certain and clear. No? It does not stop us from living life. It just make us free from divisions, confusions, uncertainties, fears. But it's very beautiful what he said. No? It's very beautiful. And what we know as the answer of I, who I am, is this certainty, is this completion. Not that there is some answer written somewhere. Because if there is an answer written somewhere inside us, the answer of the question who I am, the questioning must continue and will continue. No? Because who I am, who is reading the answer now? Who I am, who got the answer now? No, there is a openness, shunyata, like a emptiness, like there is nothing left here now. That is samadhi, no? Shunyata. Buddha says like this. Like the word shunya in Hindi also is zero, no? Zero. Like nothing. Nothing here. But Anna, I want to tell you that nothing is right this moment here. Let's live it. Let's invite this Shunyata. Hey, would you help me live it? Like this. Let's invite it right now. As we are able to allow ourselves to not hold on to anything, not not giving energy to holding the fist. The fist starts opening up by itself. We start coming back to our natural state by itself. No effort is required to come back to our natural state, to this emptiness, to this shunyata. All the effort or vigilance is required to detect the effort that we are making continuously and let go of it. Let us do it right now. Let us sense any effort that we are making. Let us see this through the eyes of relax and complete inactivity, complete non-doing of the being. Let us sense the complete non-doing of the being, and through that let us see, am I doing anything? Am I making any effort? And let it go. You detach yourself from the effort. Let the effort be there. Because effort basically is also created momentum. And let that momentum be there. But you don't make any effort to make the momentum stronger, faster, or make it slower. Don't do anything about it. Don't try to stop thoughts, feelings, or any movement. You just don't create more ripples anymore in the stillness of your own being. Anand, this is actually is what is just seeing. That you are seeing, you are aware of everything that is happening inside you, but you are not doing anything with it. You are not aware like intentionally aware of things. You are unintentionally aware. You are not aware of things with effort. Without effort, there is certain awareness of everything that is happening inside. But there is no intention you have now to be aware of anything particularly or for any particular region. Free from intention, free from goal, free from effort. Here we are. We are this shunyata. We are this being who is empty. We just get to taste this truth, to become free. And we remain this shunya even when we are involved in the office work or anything else. But we must recognize it well and live it well before we can continue living that recognition in daily life. In this emptiness, in this Shunyata, the joy start becoming more and more subtle. The bliss start becoming more and more calm, more and more silent. This is the most blissful state of being and most silent also. As if the the being which is peace itself has become still. As if the being which is bliss itself is not moving anymore. Now what is moving inside or outside, it does not matter, is not given value or attention. This is the method to enter into the being directly without changing anything in the body mind or in the world. Thank you. Thank you. So very, very good. Deepa, you want to say anything?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Well, it was very beautiful session, I guess. With Anna, you were saying many things, and I don't have any questions now. I got a lot of clarity.
It's very beautiful, no?
Yes. It's like you have to just center yourself. That's it. Nothing else. Just centering. No questions. Nothing is coming up now.
It's very, very beautiful. No?
It's amazing.
Let us spend some time here. No? Deepa, I would like to share like this with you to facilitate what has been understood and what is being lived now. No? There are many things that we get confused about, and many things that we feel like they are a problem and we want to solve them or we need to solve them. Many of them are actually only a result, like a side effect of living in a person state, in the false state of being. And once we slip out of the false state of being into the truth of who we are, where you have come now, they seems to have solved by themselves in a way. Like they were more like missing connections, as if they were not well connected or not understood well. Like they were features which were seen as bugs in the system, or they were facilities they were seen as a burden, like some battery packs given to us, and they were seen like a stone. Oh my God, it is increasing my weight of my backpack when I'm traveling. And this backpack was, let's say, a electronic one, which could, if turned on, could give you the weightlessness or maybe wings even. No? So I hope, Deepa, you were able to connect to what I shared, which is in on the same lines where we have come together. Like as if we are trying to solve too many things from the agitated and unsettled state of being, and like this we are actually, rather than solving them, we are creating more problems for us. And as we slip out of it partially into the being and more settle in the truth, in the peacefulness and fulfillment and joyfulness of being, uh, from here not only we feel more stable, our life start kind of becoming stable by itself. Things start coming in our way more simply, and they start working out themselves more naturally, organically. We also have wisdom more now to see where I need to fill in a little bit also. Sometimes we need to fill in also. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't feel like saying anything. I'm just flowing. It's so surreal.
It is actually.
It's like everything is designed in such a way that even the crying, laughing, in every moment, it's all solving something which is meant to bring you to yourself.
Of course, yes.
So the chaos was created by us just not, you know, putting it together ourselves and fighting against it. But yeah, still, it's thank you. Thank you for touching me that way. Thank you.
We are together here for this purpose only. You have the feeling to discover the truth, and then I have the feeling to share a meeting. Like this, it is happening for some time now, for some years now. So it's a completion within itself. The more we will settle in this completion of our being, that joyful presence that we are, the more somehow outer level of body, mind, and its life becomes as if secondary, not less important. In fact, we will give much more energy to it now. We are able to give much more time and energy to it because we are available, we are free, we are joyful. But the seriousness towards it is less, meaning attachment towards it is less. Involvement is more, attachment is less. It's a strange thing that is not present in the personal domain ever. No? In the personal domain, attachment is equal to involvement. The less attachment, the less involvement. No? So thank you. It's very, very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ji. I love you. I love you so, so, so much.
Thank you. I love you too very much. God bless you always. I told you also that um, I have practiced different kind of spiritual practices, meditations, differently and different way, different time. And one thing that I found common was that as soon as we are able to go deep in our being and stay here for few seconds, whenever we come out, we find life to be more calm, peaceful, joyful, beautiful, like more resolved in a way. Like it got resolved by itself when we were absent from it, when we were present in our being. I also have experienced it like this. And yet somehow our attachment to our way of being and creating problems in our life or experiencing them and seeing them is so much that we still continue for a long time. I hope Deepa, you and everybody will understand it sooner. That's all I'm saying. That you will understand this method, this secret sooner. That your hands are not bound. That you will not be able to do anything when you live as the being. It's just that you will do that which is only going to create more harmony, joy, beauty in life for you and for others, and not doing the rework. Person is like a process of doing the rework continuously, doing, undoing, doing, undoing. No? When we will live life, person state is like this. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. No? So very good, thank you. Anybody else? Please talk anything.
I wanted to bring something in front of you. Uh, like before the meeting or the satsang started, there was in the warm-up time, there was a question arise or the feeling arise that something I'm holding, so that's why I'm not realizing myself. In somewhere you said also. And that I found, like when you were talking with Deepa, that till that, like you did the sharing and then the guidance, I still was not able to grasp fully. And when you were talking with Deepa, suddenly I realized this, instead of this feeling that I'm holding or something to not realize, this feeling was till now blocking it, which I was holding it so that, and that made me not to go deeper in the sharing or in the guiding even. That, and back of the mind, either it didn't came in front also, that question that I need to talk to you about this, that hold me. And then when I let it, see it and let it, suddenly felt relaxed. I felt, what? Very strange. So I wanted to bring it.
It's true actually. Because as soon as we are able to see clearly, we feel surprised actually. We don't feel like, oh yay, I solved the problem. Or, oh my God, there was no problem. We just feel surprised, like what exactly was going on here? No. Like why exactly in the first place, you know? I was feeling that there was a problem. There are all the possibilities, no, in existence, in life, in the daily like flow of life, to experience pain at different levels, no, physical level, mental level, emotional level. No? Yes, it is possible, but actually, in reality, there is no possibility of suffering in life. So life is not causing suffering to the being who is living in the body, even if it is going through pain of body, mind, and emotional level. Then what is causing suffering is that which we are trying to address here in this spiritual context. No? Like we have, what is ego basically is like a identity has been created out of pain now, which is believing that I am feeling pain and I am living in pain. Like the sufferer has been created out of suffering, out of pain basically, because there is no suffering in the first place. Like a sufferer has been created out of pain, like a permanent experiencer which is experiencing pain even after pain is gone. Pain is not actually available at the physical, mental, or emotional level, you know, as if it is being self-maintained memory of it, memory of, like the fear of feeling pain is there always, no? That I am going to feel pain at the body, mind, or emotional level. That is what is the core of ego, the fear in the being. And that cannot be addressed unless the being lives its own truth, its own beauty, its own joyfulness. No? Then only it will become fearless. That doesn't matter now. My joy cannot be taken away by anyone, by anything, even if my body is not feeling pain, even if my body is not feeling healthy. I will do everything for it, but it doesn't mean that I have to stop feeling the joy of my being. So this is what is end of suffering. This is what is end of person, end of ego. Yeah. And not only this, we have created a life around it now. Everything is done from this same center of person. Everything, all the relations with life are through this only. That's why everything reminds us in a way of being a sufferer or being someone who is suffering continuously or being afraid. No, that's why it is so important to live as the being and do some actual thing in the physical body level, mind level, actual things, actual activity, so that we create a new flow. In Hindi we call leak. Leak means like a line. We have to create new lines now because that too many lines have been drawn by the false state of being in the body mind. No? And they have to be overwritten in some way, have to be replaced in some way. No? That's why living as the being and also acting in the daily life as much as we are able to is also necessary. No? To replace those old lines, old memories, no? Because they are so deep. So thank you. I think it's very good that you see it. No? That's why anybody who is talking about trauma, pain, how to deal with these things, they are sold like hotcakes, no, in existence in the society. No? Anybody who is talking about joy of the being, what are you talking about? People say like this literally, what are you talking about? Do you know what are you talking about when you're talking about pain? Do you know? Like, are you sure that you know what are you talking about when you talk about pain? Just because everybody is talking about it does not mean that it is true. So very good, thank you. Thank you. Body, mind, life, everything has its own law, its own system. We need to understand it and play well. We need to understand it and balance it as we want the best result. But it does not mean that something is holding us, that we cannot live the truth of who we are and cannot become joyful. No, this is not true. These are two different things. These are two different things that we have to understand.
Ji, I wanted to bring also this fear of energy imbalance or something also create like this. If I do something in, then maybe my energy imbalance will happen and body will go in different. But this I found is false also now. When I was talking, you said about the line. Then it means that I'm just trying to follow again and again the old line instead of going on the new line, so that change the track.
Yeah. This is the thing. This is that most fundamental work we are trying to do here, no? That in different ways the egoic energy or our attachment to it will continue playing. Even when we are apparently working on ego and trying to be free from it, we are playing as ego only. No? Like we are not able to freshly understand, clearly listen, and freely think or see. No? Yes, you are right. But very good that you are seeing. This is what is awareness. Awareness does not give us more like clear view or perception like a HD or 4K or 8K perception. No. It makes the perceiver free from what it is perceiving. No. This is what is actual fundamental awareness. No? Which includes self-awareness necessarily. So that's why I'm saying that if you keep check of this part when being aware of anything, awareness will be deeper fundamental awareness. No? Otherwise it will be outer level awareness of the mind only. No? Because in the mind also we are aware. No? But in this, who is aware is not aware of itself. No? The one who is aware of everything in the mind is not aware of itself. What is the use of this awareness then? Who is the beneficiary of it? What is like waking up before waking up is what I call clarity. Clarity is waking up before waking up. No? That you, the being, realizes that I am paying the bill. And who is getting the result? Who is getting all the benefits, all the perks of this package for which I am paying every month, every year, every minute? I am paying by my life, by my age. No? Who is benefited? At least I am not. You see? So this is what is clarity, that you wake up, you the being wakes up that I am not benefited by everything that I am paying for. If ego is benefited, let's say, by this whole thing, and if you are the ego, it's all right, no? Those who are ego, those beings who are living as ego and happy with being the ego, they are happy also in life, no? That's why most of the people are not happy in a way, like continuously uncertain and unstable and so, but still fundamentally fine, no? But once there is a certain degree of awareness, self-awareness happens in you, which, let's say, which has happened in you also, I think which is in every one of us who are here, then you are not living as ego also. But ego is still there, and it is getting all the benefits, and you are paying the bill. That's the problem, no? What to do now? Because you cannot live as ego anymore. And you are not able to live as yourself now, also now. And still ego is getting everything, all the benefits, no? Eating all your candies, all your chocolate brownie with ice cream. Because hot brownie with the chocolate is really very tasty, I tell you. Better grab it. Enjoy life, no? Like that. So this is also a little confusing thing here, what to do. The answer is not so difficult really. You just start living as the being who you are, and do not live as the ego which you don't want to live and cannot live. The answer is very simple, but we just keep asking how. And there is no how about these fundamental things. Do not live what you don't want to live inside you, and live what you want to live inside you. It's a very simple thing, but we just keep asking how to do it. Mainly because we are not certain about our decision. So good, thank you.
You said that decision, and then there is a one thing also, like I am in the state of person or mind, and then thinking I am not able to go in the being. This moment doesn't come the question that how I can live it, but that moment it seems because I'm struggling, so I think that how I can come out. That's also the comes.
Yeah, it's true. In the state of being, neither there is a being nor there is a ego. In the state of ego, there is a ego and there is a being. Who are you? Self-inquiry is so important now. Who I am? Like it is less important that what is there inside me. There is a being inside me and there is a ego inside me. But who I am actually, who is attending both of them? No? Sometimes this, I flip and flop, no? Like this. Who I am, that's why self-inquiry. So awareness is complete now. Now let us begin the self-inquiry. So there is a complete awareness that okay, there is a ego and there is a being. Hey, who I am? So the being that we refer to is only a deeper experience happening at a deeper course in the form, no? Deeper layer in the form. No? That's not being really. You are the being. And for you, the being, there is no ego. But for the ego, there is a ego and a being also. So you, the being, when living in the ego state, then you see many things which don't exist. And you do not see that which exists, and you do not live that which exists. No? This is the message. So come to the true state rather than trying to depend on what you see. No? There is a being, there is an ego. Because neither there has ever been a ego separate from you, nor there have ever been a being separate from you. So this is the thing. Thank you. This is a spiritual question which I have created a long time back. A spiritual joke which I have created a long time back. The presence asking the witness, the ultimate witness. The presence is asking the witness that do you have any idea who is this person? Because the presence knows that the witness is deeper than me. No? So the witness, the presence is asking the witness that do you know who is this person? The witness says, I know, I know everything. But first you tell me who are you? Because for me there is nobody else. Do you see the point? For the person there are many things. For the person there is a presence and there is a witness. For the presence also there is a person and there is a witness. But for the witness there is nobody else. Shunyata. This is Shunyata. This witness is that Shunyata, which witnesses everything as it is, as it is. It does not try to interfere in the body mind in any way, and yet somehow just by the presence of it, things start like, flowers start opening up, like the seeds start realizing their destiny within ourselves. No? Do you see what I'm saying? So this is that spiritual joke. You must remember. Deepa, you want to say something?
Yes. So you talking to Prajot and you just said that, you have to, basically all the situations are created by us, right, in life. And everything has something to teach us. But if you see that partially that situation is correct in a way and partially it is not benefiting us, so should you get out of that situation, or you should just first learn the lesson and then get out of it?
See, to learn the lesson, you need to have that box of lessons where you keep all your lessons that you have learned, isn't it? What is that box of lessons? That is your own being, no? So you should come into your being first, not out of the situation in which there is a learning or into the situation where learning is happening. No, you should come into your being first, where you keep all the learnings. And then you don't need to go into the situation or out of it. You will get what you need to get, you will extract what need to be extracted, and even without touching it sometime, or sometime need to go deep in it and explore it also. But you will be that stable center from where you will be expressing, exploring, and you will never be lost in the situation or the experience that you are trying to understand or learn something from. So stability in your being is essential. Everything else is secondary. This is primary, no? And you being primarily settled in your being will decide, your wisdom will decide that how much is okay to learn or how much to let go, like. Because you the being almost as if you have the blueprint of everything inside you. You are sensing somehow that no, this is not necessary to learn these things, or this is important to learn, for example. Like you the being is becoming a individual now by learning these things. Not a person, individual. Like you are getting more and more learnings, trainings in a correct way. Like it is getting, uh, like it is evolving in the being more in the right way. What we call natural mind, uh, you know, natural existential mind is being developed here out of it. But existential mind is for the being, not for the person. For the person also there is a mind. So don't be a person, otherwise all of this learning will go to the personal mind. And then you will have to be a person to access that learning, no? Or not? Because there is a access code for everything, no? Person is the access code for personal learnings. Individual is the access code for individual learning. Being is the access code for the whole of the individual, no? I just saying. I hope it makes sense. You understand?
Yes, it does. It's like at person level, you have to align certain things, so you have to go through it to align it, and then on the being level, you have to align certain things, right?
Can you say again?
So let's say talking about basics, food habits. So if you are not having good food habits, that is also misalignment, right? And then you are getting some sort of inspiration or sort of energy transfer where you are getting aligned to, just this is just one example, you are aligning to you know a good food habit lifestyle. So that is on person level, right? For the body, you're nourishing your body in a similar way, because it's required, so it is happening in a similar way at a being level, that you are practicing detachment every day. Is it right?
Yes. Let's say physical body level, we uh, eat certain things or we don't eat, like we have a habit of eating, let's say, and we want to change it. How, from where the change will happen? Will the change happen? Will the change come from the practice? No, it will not. It will come from the practitioner, not from the practice. There's this, uh, one very famous TV star, TV actor, no, he mentioned that I lost 25 kg weight 2 times, and again I gained it back. And this time I lost 55 kg, and I know now I'm not going to gain it. The reason is that we just focus on the food change, like let's change the food. Those people who have actually lost the weight and living without gaining back that weight is not because they have changed the food, but because they have changed their very way of looking at life. So if it is applicable to something simple as losing weight, eating habits, why it would not be applicable to other things which are much deeper than this? So it is not really the practices, but the practitioner which brings change. The integrity of the practitioner, no? The very clarity of the practitioner, the very desire of the practitioner brings change. Practice is just a excuse in a way. Or it is a tool being used for those levels where activity is necessary. Because being is pure, being is still, being is empty. But the energies are not empty, they are full, they are flowing, they are active, moving. And at that level, practice helps in removing those things which are not useful faster, much faster, no? Than the random way of the being coming out of the desire. No? So desire, clarity at the desire level, and practice can be an amazing combination. No? Like you feel that I just want to be healthy, and you just go to a gym or a park or anywhere, or rather you follow some kind of system. You learn from somewhere or appoint a trainer or somebody, you know, like this. So your desire is true. Your desire is only going to bring the change, but a help taken through a trained expert can help, can save a lot of your time. By the way, that expert is also not an expert who has learned from another expert, generally speaking. It is that that expert is actually interested in being healthy more and more continuously, like it is their life. That's why they learn so much faster than anybody else. So anybody whose life is health is a good person for learning how to be healthy quickly. No? Also, so this is that. Is this correct direction? Is this what you are talking about?
Yes, yes, indeed. So it's like not fighting again, just going with the flow. Because that's my desire that is coming to fruition in a way, right?
There are people who just kind of become like very against themselves during the change of food habits. For example, I'm just not going to eat anything like this. That only results in more resistance coming inside them, and which gets converted into very strong um, cravings for eating, and they are not able to stop themselves basically. No. So they basically never lose weight or gain anything fundamentally. No. Only someone who is very sober about something, very serious about something, they keep eating even the same food, but somehow things start changing inside them because the experiencer changes. The craving comes from the experiencer. No? When the experiencer is more living that no, I want to live a healthy life, and it is praying and living the thirst for healthy life, healthy, let's say, body in this case, there is nobody there to attend the craving. Even if craving is there, even if it is at the body level, it is not going to continue at the body level for long. No? And in the same way, egoic habits and everything also. As soon as you, the being, start attending the truth that you are and attending the life that you can live from there is nobody there to attend the egoic life. Craving may be still there in the energies of body mind, but there is no one there to attend them. How long they will continue? When you will start living a life of an individual, living from the being into the individuality of body mind, this is what is the individual. No? And not attending the old ways of living life, no? The personal ways of living life. How long that person will survive in you? You have decided to just create a new life. I'm going to create a new life now out of my own being and the body mind that I have, the training that I have learned from life. No? It is just that you, the being, feels maybe it too much. You, the being, may find it too much. That hey, it's too much for me. I just want to continue living as a person. And even then, that is okay. If you are aware that it is your choice, no? Then you cannot be unhappy also. Suffering essentially I found has different kind of flavors inside us. One is that I want to do something and not able to. That is one of the flavors of suffering. Like I can do something and not able to. In a situation, let's say when we are really not able to do anything, we can suffer there also. Because we believe that I can do something. And when we look deeply, clearly, we find that I cannot really do anything about it. We will relax and we will not suffer now. Situation is same, we are same, no change happened, and yet somehow suffering is gone, isn't it? Like this.
It's like seeing it and getting it detached from it right away.
Not detached even, just being actual about it. Living the truth only, nothing else. If you right now live the truth and nothing else, there is no way you can suffer. It does not mean that you will not feel pain if it is present in the body or mind or anything else. But you cannot suffer. What is the use of not suffering? The use of not suffering is that you can live the joy that you are or that is present in you. That Shunyata, that beauty, that transcendental taste of existence, of pure being. Because we are bound to suffering, bound like I have to be free from suffering, I have to stop suffering, that we are not available to ourselves. What a strange trap it is. We are the being itself, we are the joy itself, and we are fighting with something called suffering which does not exist. That's why another way of looking at suffering is that when we are not able to live the joy that we are, the being that we are, that is what is suffering also. Otherwise, life as it is cannot really cause unhappiness in us. It can cause pain, but not unhappiness. We are not bound to suffering. Being bound is suffering. We are not bound to suffering really. Being bound is suffering actually. Being bound, like the feeling that I am bound, is suffering. Feeling that I am bound to a certain shape, form, certain size, certain state, that is suffering. No? Not living the freedom that we are. So another way of looking at it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ji.
Very, very good. Thank you. Ujas, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Very nice conversation with Deepa. Very nice metaphor of habit, eating. So also it helped me to verbalize where I am. Maybe I just need some, I don't know, like some pep talk by coach, something like that. I know I'm, already on the path to the habit change or weight loss or whatever it is. But it feels like ego is a habit actually. It's a very long formed habit, and it's funny, at times I can see that I'm a slave of the habit and acting out of it, and there is a sense of kind of, annoyed and like, what is this, man? Like, why you need to keep acting according to those habits? You know better than this. And there is some sense of like I want to complain, that sometimes I'm not putting my full effort. Then I doubt that, like, do I really want this? Um, you know, do I really value it enough? And yet, this is all I've ever wanted ever since I could have a inkling about this. You say zero, or you say all those concepts, all those words, I had a sense about it and I was seeking it in different places. So I know this is all I've ever wanted, and now I'm questioning myself, like, do I really want it enough? Because I keep going back to the habit, and the some little bit complacency once I have some able to have a good you know um, able to live myself, have a little bit of revelation, then again I go back to the old way, ego way. Uh, Subtle, there is this sense, no, not ready yet. Okay, let's give little more time, something like that. So yeah, I'm just complaining basically in front of you and hoping for anything you want to share, some pep talk or something. I mean, I know I'm doing the right things and it's a matter of time, but still I just wanted to come in front. Thank you.
It's good that you are able to see these things. No? It is really very good. Uh, the multiplicity and duality are not really same thing. Please understand. Multiplicity is the actual manifestation where the one being of life has manifested into many forms which are actually experientially separate from each other. But whenever in any form the being of life looks deeply into who I am, finds that I am the same one present in this form and same one present in every other form. Duality, however, is not the same thing. This is multiplicity, not duality. Duality is a confusion that happens in the being. What exactly is the main environment in which this confusion happens is the unconsciousness. In unconsciousness, confusion happens. Confusion of duality happens. The confusion of the false self happens. Confusion of the false self happens to whom? Because there has to be somebody who knows that there is a false self inside me. There is an ego inside me. There is a person inside me. It happens to the being only. Not to the being, but in front of the being, you can say. That's why, as you are aware of it and not involved in the complaining or anything so much, like a uninvolved perceiver, more and more. The more you are returning to your true state of being, the truth that you are, then these habits or no habits, you will be joyful. Then when you are joyful, if you want, you can change the habit. If you don't want, you will not. But you will be again joyful. So, out of joy of the being, out of the self-awareness comes the joy of the being. Out of the joy of the being comes a life out of it, into the body-mind, where it may feel like changing certain things, or it may feel like living with them as they are, because it finds it so joyful anyway. And there is a life being lived from a restlessness, from a sense of suffering inside us. That sense of suffering and that sufferer that we feel we are, that false self that we are, is not true. None of it is true actually. The answer to this is awareness. A stable awareness. This is where I differ. A stable awareness, not a fleeting awareness. Or a stable perceiver, not a better perceiving. No, better perceiving only after a more stable perceiver. But more stable perceiver is primary, and more or better perceiving is secondary. Because the perceiver that you are is able to see somehow that I am actually already free. If I am already free, then why I need to suffer from these problems where I am failing, I am not able to succeed in certain things. No. I can just see, if I like it, I do it. If I don't like it, don't do it. No. It cannot be converted into a problem. No. So basically, in the false self state or in the unconscious state, we are able to convert everything into a problem, almost. However, it is not. Meaning a problem is like my problem. Everything is converted into my problem. Where the sense of my problem creates a false self, false I, whose problem it is. However, we don't look deeply. As soon as you start looking deeply into yourself, you will feel that, okay, there is a problem, but it's not my problem. And then it is not a problem also. Very soon you will see it's not a problem also. It's a simple fact. This whole process, what we are talking about right now, is basically waking up. This is what is waking up. Try to catch the thread of it. Try to keep your focus on the right fundamentals, and you will not be lost. We cannot be lost in awareness. We cannot be lost in self-awareness. No. We are only lost in the dream or in the unconsciousness. No? You cannot be lost in life. Life is actual. It's an actual manifestation. You and me are actually here right now. And we will not be here at some point. And who is living in the form of me and you is truth. No? But what we imagine to be true may not be true mostly. To getting out of what we imagine to be true into the truth of life, truth of body, mind and being. No? It's a simple thing really.
feel that's the practice, Ji, of that is the habit change, to keep coming back to awareness of self, of body, mind. That's little bit back and forth, the old habits fighting back,
Yes.
is my interpretation. One more thing I'm finding helpful recently is just a reminder to relax into it. I find as soon as I relieve the tension from the body, there's a relaxation, there's automatically, little more I come into the being, then intensity of things is not the same anymore.
True. Basically, all the special effects that we are experiencing in life, both negative and positive, are creation of the mind state. There are many special effects which are happening in existence. We are just not available to them. We are not present in the moment, in the truth. No, that's why we don't experience them. We are missing the whole fireworks of the Lord. No, but we are just experiencing all these special effects created by the mind, no? Both negative and positive. So as long as it is positive ride, those beings are super happy and they will just not listen to anyone. Only when the same mind start creating negative experiences, negative effects, that we feel, oh my God, what to do now? Hey, is there a manual or something of this life? What happens when you suffer? How to get out of it? We feel like this, but we don't realize that we are not living the real life. So when you say relax, basically means you drop out of mind. Whenever we drop out of mind, problem is not resolved if there is an actual problem in existence. Problem means like some challenge. But you become peaceful, you become joyful, you become integrated or connected to the being of life. No? Like a sense of security arises inside us, sense of fear fades away, sense of strength is felt. Life still is same, practically, and somehow you have become stronger than before in relation to that life. No? And then effectively that life became, the problem challenge became smaller, no? Or not? Thank you. I think it's very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's very, very good. No? Karuna, you want to say something?
Hello, Rajee.
Hello, Karuna.
Hello. So, I'm at the hospital right now, and one of these days I will be having a surgery. Just wanted to say thank you for this satsang before that. Blessing with truth. And just wanted to connect with you before.
Oh. All my best wishes to you, all my love, and my prayer also. So may the best happen to you, and you always remain rooted in the truth of being. We all are actually together in this love, in this prayer right now. Because it's not really individual. Your being is my being. My being is your being. My love for you is my love for myself. My prayer for you is my prayer for myself. Very, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know about medical things and like this, so I cannot say anything about it. But I know that we are not really bound to the body and its conditions. We will take care of the body as much as we can because it is our house. We are living in it. No? So this clarity that I am not bound is very important. This doesn't make you more true self that you are, but it makes you free to live the truth of who you are. Let us live a little bit. What exactly is my being? Who is saying I am? Who is saying I exist? Right now, let us live. Who is saying I am? And as you are able to embrace this simple question with me right now, as if the grace is showering, showering flowers on you. It's love on you, on all of us. Who is this? Who is saying in you, in me, that I am, that I exist? As if that blockage is not there anymore. As if that door has opened up of the grace of the Lord. Thank you. Very, very nice to live this truth with you. Karuna. Thank you, beloved. Mila, you wrote that please share a song of your heart. This song goes like this. We are the perceiver, ultimate perceiver of everything. We are the one perceiver of everything. But we are hypnotized by what we perceive. And we are identified with what we perceive also. As soon as our attention will turn towards who we are, our identification will break, our hypnosis will break. Then we will still be able to perceive as we were able to before. But there will be no bondage found. Only eternal life. There is nothing that we can notice inside us is not accompanied by the necessary awareness. Because of awareness, we know that anything exists. No? Meaning we are aware of something. That's how we know that it exists. No? But somehow we are giving value to what we are aware of, and not to who we are, who is aware of it. That's where we are missing the point. As if our attention has got frozen outwardly and need to be brought back towards who we are. No? It can be relaxed in meditation into who we are, from where it comes out, or our attention can be brought back to the source from where it arises through self-inquiry. Because in the questioning who I am, the value or the attachment to what we are aware of falls more and more, or becomes weaker. Because here somehow it is start becoming more and more important that who I am, who is aware, and less important what I'm aware of and what are the detailing of it. It's a attitude, a fundamental change that happens in the being, which gradually can happen and does happen in the meditation, and also gradually or suddenly can happen in the self-inquiry. It's a change in the attitude of the being. It is not an attainment, please understand. As if the being is insisting that I want to see myself when I ask the question who I am. You cannot see who you are because you are asking the question who I am. When you, the questioner, becomes aware that I'm asking the question, that's the beginning of the answer who I am. No? Then the asking of the question, the activity of the question, the the active part of the self-inquiry falls away more and more. And the inactive part of it, more internal part of it, the what I call, self-wonder begins. Where we are living more, we are living the joy, the beauty, the truth of our being, not really questioning it as if it is not there or as if it is there. No, no, we simply are living the truth that I am, and we are living the truth of it, like what is this I am that I am? No, who or what I am. Simply living it. No, this is what it means to live the being, live as the being. No, this is what is meditation also, by the way. So thank you, Mila, for inviting. Just looking at all of you because uh, in my screen, not everybody is visible. No? Nice. Some other beings are also turning their video on. It's very, very nice. Thank you. How wonderful. It's very, very good then. It's a good time. Let us end this meeting now. It was very beautiful to meet all of you. Thank you for joining.